Hi, I'm Shannon. Welcome to your second mountain. This is episode 1. If you're here, it's likely something has changed in your life, maybe suddenly or maybe quietly over time. But the version of you who used to hold everything together might not fit anymore. Before we build anything new, we're going to slow down and proceed with intention. It's not about motivation, but about reorientation. Over the next 4 weeks, we'll build a foundation starting with your system, your self esteem, your boundaries, your nervous system, and the protective parts that helped you survive. This is about awareness, but it's also about learning how to stay. You don't need to climb the whole mountain. Today, we begin with stability. Hi, and welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Joining something new can feel exciting and also a little overwhelming. You might be wondering, am I behind? Will I be able to keep up? Where do I even start? So let me reassure you, you are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. This program is designed to meet you right where you are, one step at a time. So think of this as a journey up your second mountain. Your first mountain is about survival, achievement, or doing what was expected. Your second mountain is about meaning, purpose, and becoming more fully yourself. This space is your base camp, where you'll gather tools, meet fellow climbers, and take one steady step at a time. Here's the flow. Each week, you'll watch a short teaching video, usually around 10 minutes. This will give you the language and framework to understand your own patterns. And our live calls will do the deeper exercises together, mapping wounds, unblending parts, practicing boundaries, or sharing stories. The videos prepare you so the live time can focus on healing and connection. As you complete modules, you'll earn achievement badges. These aren't just for fun, they mark your progress and remind you, I'm moving forward even when it feels slow. So remember, you can go at your own pace. It's not a race. Some will move quickly, others will pause and circle back. Both are welcome, both are normal. So to get started, watch the first 2 foundation videos. Terry Real's quadrants is the compass we'll return to again and again. And the Survive Thrive spiral shows you how we'll move between survival and thriving. That's it for your first week. Simple, clear, and doable. So welcome to your second mountain. This is a place of safety, honesty, and transformation. Wherever you are in your path, in survival, in descent, or beginning to rise, you belong here. Take a deep breath. You've already taken your first step. I'll see you inside the first module. Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to give you one of our most important tools, Terry Real's Self-esteem Boundaries Quadrants. This framework helps you name what happens when you're under stress, not as a character flaw, but as a survival strategy. It also gives us a map for what healthy relationship dynamics look like. So the grid. Imagine a grid with 2 axes. The vertical axis is self-esteem, so 1 up and 1 down. Boundaries is the horizontal axis. On one side, you are walled off. On the other side, you're boundaryless. When you combine them, you get 4 quadrants. So this side is 1 up and walled off. This side is 1 up and boundaryless. This side is 1 down and walled off. And this side is 1 down and boundaryless. So I'll walk you through the quadrants. Looking at each quadrant, the 1 up and walled off side feels superior, critical or controlling, protects by shutting others out, and this is often linked to engulfment or trust wounds. So that's the 1 up and walled off side. 1 up and boundaryless, this is the side that feels entitled. They're more invasive, taking up a lot of space, maybe too much, and pushes into others without regard for their limits. This is often linked to engulfment wounds as well, sometimes rebellion. The next quadrant is one down and walled off. So, one down, feeling unworthy, ashamed, or disconnected. Walled off, protecting by withdrawing. This is often linked to neglect or guilt or shame wounds, this one down. The last quadrant is one down and boundaryless. So this is more of a feeling needy, clinging, and overly merged, like a codependent quadrant. Often the protective strategy here is fawning or overgiving to earn love. And this is often linked to abandonment wounds and guilt and shame wounds as well. So, where does the healing happen? These quadrants are survival strategies. It's not who we are. Healing happens in the center of this grid. So, when we have healthy self esteem, we're neither one up or one down, we're right in the middle. And when we have flexible boundaries, we're not boundaryless or walled off, we're right in the middle. We're neither rigid nor collapsed. When we're in the center, we can speak honestly without attacking. We can stay connected to others without merging with them. And we can hold ourselves equal, not better and not worse. So the quadrants just give us a language for our patterns. In future videos, we'll connect other frameworks back to this. So think of this as really like the compass that we can use to scaffold other things onto it. So other frameworks we'll look at include the Enneagram, internal family systems, IFS, parts work, even the four tendencies. This framework will become your compass. When you know which quadrant you've slipped into, you will eventually know how to recenter from that. For now, just remember the quadrants are where we go when we're wounded, and the center is where we thrive. Welcome back. This video is about something I want you to remember every time the thought "I'm backsliding" comes up. That you're not backsliding, you are spiraling between survival and thrive states. Healing doesn't move in a straight line, it moves in what we call a survive and thrive spiral. So this image that I'm showing comes from Ruth Culver's work, and it weaves together internal family systems, IFS, and the nervous system. And it really connects naturally with Terry Reil's quadrants as well, which you learned about in the last video. So today, the spiral itself is the star. The spiral helps us understand how we move between survival states at the top two colors and self-led states at the bottom, again and again with more awareness each time. So take a look at this image. Sometimes you'll find yourself looping up in this image into survival, and sometimes you loop down into growth, connection, and choice. When you're in survival, your nervous system is trying to protect you. Parts of you take over, your body shifts into collapse, submit, or freeze, which is the red state up top, and that's dorsal vagal state, or fight or flight, which is in yellow, the sympathetic nervous system. In the spiral image, this shows up as I can't, which is at the top, your flop protectors, where you're seeking safety via disconnection. That's the walled off quadrant from Terry Reil's. Or I hurt, which is the exiles in between the red and yellow. Or I must. These are fixed protectors that seek safety via action. So that's your boundaryless quadrant. And these aren't failures. These nervous system states are signals. Thriving, on the other hand, down in the green, isn't perfection or constant calm. It's when your system feels safe enough for yourself to lead. That's when you experience the 8 C's of self energy. That is curiosity, connection, clarity, creativity, and choice, to name a few. And the key is this: we don't exit the spiral, we learn how to move within it. When the nervous system feels unsafe, our protective parts step in automatically. Some will try to fix the pain through action. In the yellow zone, these are your fixed protectors. So they'll control, rush in, overfunction, be perfectionistic or hypervigilant. And others of your protectors will try to escape the pain through disconnection. So in the red, these are your flop protectors. They will make you collapse, numb, withdraw, appease or fawn, or disappear. So in Terry Real's language, these patterns map onto the quadrants one up or one down, and walled off or boundaryless. This framework is incredibly useful. And what matters here is why we go there. We go there because something inside is saying, I hurt, I can't, or I must. I must do something to survive this. Anytime you hear sentences that start with these, that can help you figure out what nervous system state you're in. And these are not character flaws. They're nervous system strategies that kept you alive. The spiral helps us stop asking, what's wrong with me? And start asking, where am I on this spiral right now? So as we spiral into the green, something shifts and self begins to lead again. In the image, this is the green zone. This is where you say or feel, I can and I am. This is where parts don't disappear, but they relax, trusting self to handle things. This is also where Terry Real's center lives, where you experience healthy self-esteem, flexible boundaries, mutual respect for self, and connection with others without self-erasure. Thriving doesn't mean we never dip back into survival. It means we know how to come back. The movement of the spiral into the green always follows the same sequence. You'll have some awareness that you're out of the green. Oh, I'm in survival right now. It's yellow state. Then you regulate. You consciously breathe, ground, or slow your system. And then you move into choice. So into the green, you're able to respond from self instead of reacting from a protector. And every time you do this, you build the skill and your spiral tightens. You can return to center faster and trust yourself more. Your nervous system and your neural pathways learn we can handle this. That's resilience. So here's what I want you to remember. Survival states are normal. The spiral is not a setback, it's the path. The quadrants show us where we go under stress, and the spiral shows us how we come home. You're not failing, you're learning how to move through the spiral with self in the lead. If this episode resonated, you can download the companion worksheet in the show notes. This series is designed as a starting point, a way to begin understanding your patterns and your inner world. If you'd like more structure and support, you can continue inside the free hub. And if you're ready for deeper work, you can apply to join a small group coaching circle where we do this work in real time together. You can find everything at yoursecondmountain.com. I'll see you in the next episode.